Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Aesop Grim here, and this is the continuation of my playthrough of Bannerlord War Sales. And we're in this kind of position where I'm trying to do things that I feel like are boring for a Let's Play. Like, I need to talk to a bunch of different people as part of the story quest. Monchug is the one that I'm after right now. But the situation is such that if we go to home, kingdoms, and select the Kuzite, Monchug is imprisoned, right? So I need to chase him down, but he's not even available right now, and the chasing him down part seems like it would be kind of boring for you guys. The other thing that I'm doing right now is I am leveling my party members, and we've got a new party member, by the way, because Feargear here, I think it was Feargear. Oh man, now I'm not 100%. Gulta is the new party member. I think she is married to Feargear. This is not the guy I meant to click on. Feargear, friends, enemies, family, his spouse is Gulta. So she is fairly well-rounded. She's not very well geared. She doesn't have any weapons on her at all, so we're going to slowly weapon. She has some armor, but she needs weapons, so we'll be getting her weapons. She's pretty good all around, though. And most importantly, she is Nordic. I'm trying to keep everything Nordic. For our guy, we are here in Thronderlag, so let me finish that thought. So what I've been doing is I've been attacking looters. I isolate all of my companions into one group following me, and we go and we kill those looters. And so we have been leveling people up. Eric is now level 15. Feargear is level 4 and beginning to climb in his attribute points and focal points up in the vigor area. Nyaldar is level 18. You can get a glance at where his stats are. Everything I'm focusing on is in these upper 3 tiers, and really primarily into these upper 2, to be honest. So you can glance at those and get an idea of where people are. Gulta is level 25. She's quite young, I believe. I can't remember her age. We'll take a look at that in a minute. I'm not even sure if I double-checked that whenever I selected her to get married to. She looked young, and I think that was enough for me. For Feargear, who is just now coming of age. But she's brand new to the party, so I haven't really had a chance to level her up. Looks like she's strong in vigor, cunning, and social. Let's see. Next is Blag Bloodaxe, who has switched over to leading our two-handed, I'm going to say infantry, because it's like a mix of shock infantry and anti-cav polearm defensive infantry. But he is leveling up in two-handed now. He's using that hollow winged axe, and he's level 18. Soren, the Shield Maiden, is also level 18. She now leads our frontline troops, so she is focusing on one-handed and throwing. Everybody's focusing on athletics. Alrika leads our ranged division, so she is bow first and control. And I think that's it. Yeah. So then what that brings me to then is we are right back here at Thronderlag, and we're going to go to the keep. And we're going to try to talk to Olafun here for the second phase of the courtship ritual.
It's been a while.
So then what is it? Okay, let's see how this goes. I need a partner whom I can trust. Well, we don't have any of these attributes, so we're at a 71% pass rate. I'm going to say charm and honor. Whatever oath I give to you, you may be sure that I will keep it. And we succeeded. Good, good, good. That was a little bit dicey. Happy to hear that. I am just not, how can I say this? I am not attracted to you. Yeah, well, that comes with time. You gotta get to know me get to know my character and how I treat you. You'll grow attracted. So let's go with this 71% charm and honor. Yes. Love is infatuation. Yeah. Or love isn't infatuation, I imagine is what he said. I am happy to hear that. I will be honest, I have plans and I expect the person I marry to have the income to support them. Okay. There's current day society, there's a lot of guys. This has been true for an awful long time, but it's more true now, that are upset with women that have set their standards really kind of what they believe to be unreal expectations of the income department. I would say that the base instinct for a woman to look for a man who's capable of providing is absolutely 100% justifiable and natural. But what happens is that you have girls who are having I think young women are being conditioned into their version of overcompensating. You ever hear the jokes about dudes overcompensating, like they got a really big 10-gallon hat or their pickup truck is enormous, and the joke is they're compensating for a lack of what they got in the pants, right? You hear jokes about guys all the time overcompensating because of ego, and that where that's really coming from is actually a insecurity, right? There's an insecurity happening. That's why there's the overcompensation. They know they're lacking something, and these kinds of vulgar jokes, it's usually downstairs, right? But they're lacking in something, and so they overcompensate in another area, and it comes off as projection, like you can tell. It's another area you might find is if a guy lacks confidence, and then he just comes out and he gets real brash and braggadocious, but it's not his natural personality, so it comes off as really weird and awkward. Another area is if a guy feels like he doesn't really know how to fight or can't protect himself, can't handle his own world. He can sometimes become overly mean and become a bully, right? And just really pick on those that he can sort of lord over. So we're very good at spotting this with men, but I don't think we're very good at spotting it with women. And I think that the way that they're approaching this is what they do is that the women kind of, no matter what their looks are, whether they're gorgeous or whether they're average or they're below average, they seem to all be doing the same thing. I'm amazing and I deserve it all. And so they shoot their standards way up here, even if they're actually kind of more down here, because the real problem happening is behind the scenes in their minds. They feel worthless, and they're trying to counteract that. I suspect that's what's happening. So anyway, I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? There any young guys out there that feel real frustrated with that? And do you think anything I said there rings true? Because I believe if you can humanize somebody and start to understand they're coming from a position of hurt and inadequacy rather than a position of cockiness and judgmentalism, I think it kind of changes the game a little bit. But let's go. We at least have valor, so we'll give this a shot. I shall win the riches you deserve or die in the attempt. Oh, bam! Trifecta. I am happy to hear that. Yes, I think I would be honored to accept your proposal. As Gatha, as head of our family, needs to give her blessing, there are usually financial arrangements to be made. Okay, so that's probably her mom or her grandmother, which means that her father or her grandfather probably died in battle or is maybe imprisoned right now. I'm staring at her belt. I think this is cool. This thing catches my eye for some reason. I think maybe it's in combination with this. Again, this is all new content, right? They had to design the Nords, and it seems like they've added more detail. These characters look good. You know, like, she's not stunningly beautiful, but she has some believability to her. She has a hard face and a strong skeletal structure. See how her cheeks are kind of hollowed out, right? She could be pretty in other circumstances, but I believe this is a warrior. Look at her eyes. She has kind of an intense glare in her eyes. She's about something, man. I think this chick wants to put things together, and she's like, don't stand in my way. Right? So there's just these details that are coming out where it's not misshapen faces. It's actually faces that have character to them. So that's just something I noticed kind of real time. Let's go ahead and locate Asgatha. So, let's see, we're going to go to Heroes. Ulfun. Go to her clan. Here's Asgatha right here. Asgatha's husband. No. He's the governor of Balgard. Well, I'm not sure why he wouldn't be the head of the family. It would be his name, wouldn't it? I don't know what's going on there. That certainly doesn't really line up with how you would expect things to be. And again, you know, it's a fantasy world. I get it. You can use the excuse of, I can make it whatever I want. You really can't. You really can't. Your entire immersion factor is based off of a world that is based off of a real world. You know, like our Earth's history. And when you make some really strong alterations, it can come off. It's eye-opening. You know, it might not be a big deal, but people notice, and it's a little jarring. And in my opinion, you don't want jarring. You want people to immerse fully. And that's how you end up spending hours and hours and hours in a game. But where is she at? Well, she's right here at Thronderlag. Okay, well, that's convenient for us. So there she is right there. Let's talk with her.
I don't think I know you.
She's got the face paint. I thought this was a scar at first. Of course, the feathers here. I don't really know what this would have come from. Is that supposed to be a bear? Maybe it looks green to me, but maybe the lighting is just kind of coloring it. Maybe this is supposed to be a bear cloak. I am Asgatha of the Orthling, one of the ancient lineages of the Nords. I am Lady of Balgard. Okay, Yarlina Asgatha. I know your name. Now, they could have been matrilineally married. That would actually line up. But her husband would still kind of run the house. I don't know. Maybe not. But we're getting into such alternate history these days because of woke. Because of wanting to uplift perceived oppressed classes. They are creating fantasy movies and stuff that kind of, without telling you or sort of getting you to feel like, oh, this is based on actual history and research. It's not. They're radically changing stories. So, anyway. There is something I'd like to discuss. I wish to discuss the final terms of my marriage with Olafun. There we go. Here's Olafun. We can auto-offer it. And it looks like for 1,313 dinars. There we go. This is, these cutscenes are pretty well done in my opinion. That's cool. We've got the Nord-aligned banner and our own family banner, and that orange on black looks outstanding, I gotta tell you. That looks great. Okay. Spring of 1093. We have now married Olafun, who we can take to our party. Okay. Let's come over here. We just leveled up from that, I guess. We're level 16 now. One of the perks I took here in athletics gave me an additional vigor point perk, so we are done with vigor. And I think I'm also done with control, because I don't need to go... Let's see what the perks are, guys. Plus 25% zoom, I don't care about that. Plus 50% damage to enemies with less than half of their hit points left, and plus 5 starting battle morale to troops in your party, yes. That's the one I would take. Plus 50% headshot damage with thrown weapons, negative 20% recruitment cost of tier 2 plus. Sling weapons can penetrate head armor. Okay, I would probably take this one right here. I've taken some perks over off screen over time. I did take the shield destroyer here, plus 40% damage to shields with throwing weapons. I grabbed the flexible fighter. I took well prepared, giving me plus 1 ammunition. I took running throw because of the plus 30 throwing skill to troops in your formation. I thought that was huge. I grabbed saddlebags. This won't really play a role until I get a mount, but that's an additional plus 2, so now I'm at plus 3 ammunition when starting mounted. And plus 1 daily experience to infantry troops in your party. That's the other thing I liked. Okay, so then if we move into here, this is what I would gain if I got more attribute points. Plus 2, so we get more ammunition, plus 10% experience from battles to troops in your party equipped with throwing weapons. That might be pretty big for Nords. So many Nords have throwing weapons. Triple damage against shields with throwing axes, plus 50% damage to shields with throwing weapons by troops in your formation. So we're doing 58% damage. I mean, that is awfully doggone tempting. I think I would go with this one, even though I'm not using throwing axes, but it might make me switch to throwing axes. It might, yeah. And that would be like on theme anyway. It might be neat. I've never played with throwing axes. This is a good incentive to take throwing axes. I might go with that. Over here, you can pick up items from the ground while mounted. 20% morale and renown gained from battles won. Renown? Oh, that might be nice. 25% travel speed to your throwing weapons. 10% travel speed to throwing weapons and troops. That might be better. That might be better. I think I would go with this one. Over here, javelins you throw can penetrate shields. Okay, so that's in conflict with the throwing axes. You can go one or the other. Plus 10% damage with throwing weapons by troops in your formation, or plus 30% armor penetration with throwing weapons, and plus 10% armor penetration with throwing weapons by troops in your formation. I would go with this one. Travel speed and damage. Okay, so the question is, are these perks worth loading these points into? And to be quite honest with you, I don't think so. I don't think so. My throwing weapons are an augment to my primary weapon dealer, damage dealers. So I am going to start to really load into intellect, I think. Maybe another point into social also, but that'll be down the road. Let's just focus intellect right now. So, there we go. Plus 5 and plus 1. Okay, is there anybody else? No. How does Olafun look? We actually, let's look at her. 220 steward. Wasn't she high in trade? She was. And Gulta, was she high in trade? No. Okay. I don't think anybody else was. Alright, trade right here. 5, 230, that's Olafun. 0, 21, 130 is Gulta. 44, 52, 47, 5. Okay. So Olafun, I'm interested in making her a caravan leader, kinda ASAP, but we're gonna need money, and we don't have it right now. So let's hit done. Back to town. Let's go to inventory and take a look at Olafun. Olafun has a 20 armor headpiece, male shoulder guards, a Huskarl male shirt, no armor, and strapped male chassis. So not really very good. And absolutely no weapons at all. Land Waster banner, increased morale shock, 10%. Let's take that away from her. And go to Blag. Give that to him. Okay. Alright, well that is our situation right now, guys. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it over this temp file here because we've actually accomplished some important things there, and I'm going to put you on pause. Let's take one more look before I put you on pause at Monshug Kingdoms Kuzai. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to tell you. We made peace with the Kuzite relatively quickly. We declared war on the Batanians and then almost immediately declared peace with the Batanians. The Batanians, by the way, are almost completely wiped off the map, so maybe that's why. But it seems to me that the Nords settle their wars pretty quickly. I'm not really sure what's driving that, but I'd be interested to find out. If I can figure that out, I'll let you know. Monchug of the Kuzites has been taken prisoner, so he is still a prisoner. But I'm going to be headed that way, and then hitting looters along the way to get experience for my companions and gear up my two newest arrivals, the wives, who have recently joined. And I don't think it's necessary for you guys to see every ounce of that. So I'm going to go ahead and place you on pause right now, and I am headed east. See you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, I decided to bring you back real quick just to show you an example of what I'm doing with the looters. So we're not very far east of Ballard. You can't see it, but it's right there. Balgard. Who is it? Our youngest nephew, actually I think it's a niece, required attention, so I gave her double points into vigor. That's Frigir's son, I think. It might be Nyaldar. And Olafun has already gotten pregnant, our new wife. So the clan is growing rapidly. We're going to hit attack here. This is 18 looters. We're going to hit this check mark and bring everybody down into here. And...
Soldiers, after me! Infant, hold fire!
Okay, so I'm going to bring my crew with me. And I told my 1st Infantry Division to hold fire so that they don't use their throwing weapons, but I'm going to bring them up here for support reasons as a just in case. Well, we will wait right here in the open.
Troops, make a shield wall!
And I will keep their throwing weapons on. Okay, now remember, our new wives, they don't even have weapons. So it's real likely that they get knocked out. Wow.
Soldier, kill them all! Hold arrow!
And that's how it's done. Our crew did very well. I killed a lot of people, so that did go a lot faster than I normally do. Normally, I don't take those kills. I want my troops to be leveling up. But you can look at the results here. I had 6 kills, so I gained 5 in throwing, 2 in athletics, and 1 in one-handed. Blag had 1 kill and... Or excuse me, he had 3 kills. He gained 1 in athletics and 2 in throwing. Soren had 1 kill and gained 1 in athletics. Yeah. Nyaldar and Olafun each had a kill. I'm not sure how Olafun got a kill. She just beat somebody to death with her hands. That's impressive. But they did not level up from it. And we're all pretty healthy, so a little bit surprising. But what we'll do here is go to... Here's Olafun. We can give her a hatchet and a woolen sling for now. Are there any upgrades here for her? Any hands? There are no hands. Okay, what about... I forget her name, Gulta. Any upgrades for you? You get a helmet. That's actually a little bit better. Okay. And that's pretty much all I'm doing while I'm waiting for Monshug to become available. We'll go over here. Looks like we had a level up for somebody, and it was Blag, who gained a perk in throwing. If I've got this selected, it should cover everybody in my party, so there's not a need for me to double up on that with him. I could go with this. Thrown weapons can now dismount and ignore 25% dismount resistance on attacks against cavalry, plus 5% throwing weapon damage to cavalry by troops in your formation. And that would dovetail with me so that his group would get both perks. One from me as the party leader and one from him as the division leader, the captain. I think. If I'm wrong about that and one of you knows about it, please let me know. I'd love to understand the mechanics at play here. But that's what I'm going to go with. Alright guys, I'm going to put you back on pause. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright guys, I had to revert back to that temporary save, so for you guys, you just saw me do an example battle with some looters right over here, and I showed you what I've been doing with my group number 4 that has all of my companions and clanmates loaded into it, right? Well, I've since had to load to just prior to that point. I continued playing, I hit a few more groups, I sold some stuff, I ended up down here. But what is going on here? I made a rookie mistake. We can't afford. We can't afford our current group. No way, not even close. This is unsustainable. So we're gonna have to, I'm gonna take us down to a group of 25 troops. I think that's what I want to do. And then that'll give me a chance of really actually being able to bankroll some stuff. Now that's gonna take me out. I'm not really gonna be able to be effective in any of the wars or anything like that. We're pretty much just exclusively focused on looters. And hopefully we'll get some good... We'll still make money off of our mercenary contract for that. But that's all we're going to be able to do. So 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. So let's just say, let's round it up to 20. I'm going to take 20. I'm going to keep 20 troops. And they need to be kind of low-ranking troops, too. So that means getting rid of all the Huskarls. We're going to sort this by tier. So 7, 8, 9, 10 right there. I'll keep these 10, and I'll keep like 5. Where are they at? I'll go ahead and take the high level. Yeah, I think so. I think we'll be okay. I'll keep 5 of these guys. Okay. Get rid of all these. All of these. All of these. Reassess. This is 10. I need 5 more. Not the Scions, those are nobles. Not the Huntsmen. War-proven are also nobles, right? So we gotta get rid of them. Axe Warriors. Sure. I would prefer... Do we have just Nord Warrior? That'll give me some flexibility. Well, we got 7 of them. Okay. So keep the 5 Axe Warriors. Get rid of everybody else. Okay. Giving me a total of 28 troops. And that means we're actually making money even before selling stuff. Okay, this is us now. So, meager beginnings, right? But sometimes you really got to roll back and really narrow your lifestyle if you actually want to get ahead. If you can have the discipline to do that for a little while, sometimes a few years, you know, then you can really set yourself up to exponentially grow going forward. But if you're constantly trying to live at the edge of your bank account, you're just typically not going to go very far unless you have some miraculous windfall profit, you know, you inherit some money or you win the lottery or something like that. So that's the kind of concept I'm applying here. Let's go ahead and save over. This time I'm going to save over ongoing too. It gives us this temp file to roll back to if I need to. Alright guys, I'll put you back on pause. Hey guys, I wanted to bring you back for an update. I have been playing for a while. It's Springford 1094. I've just been beating up on looters and kept my party at about 30 people. Oh, you know what? We don't have enough people to be a skeletal crew because my fleet is larger. Well, it doesn't seem to be impacting me that much. We did seem to sail across this area slowly, so that's probably where it's hurting me. Does it give me a malice here? Not really. Well, yeah, everybody's at 60. No, that's fleet condition. Fleet speed, undermanned, negative 1.1. There it is. Okay, well, point being, you can see we're up to 16k now. We're currently at negative 32, but whenever I'm regularly fighting looters, we're in the green. So, and then that's not counting the money that we get from ransoms and selling loot. Also, our players are slowly leveling up. I've gained another perk in medicine. I just now got this. I took Doctor's Oath, giving me +5 hit points. And my medicine skill now partially applies to enemy casualties as well, increasing potential prisoners. But it was really for that +5 hit points. Let's see. when it comes to everybody else, let's see, oh, well, look, we got a focus point here that I will put into polearm, I think. And, you know, if he were to stay on foot, I would value throwing. I like polearm for mounted, but when I incorporate mounted, which might be fairly soon from now, I want my companion cavalry, so he will be on a mount and with me. So yeah, I'm just kind of thinking out loud there. I do want him to scale up in polearm. I'm sorry, continuing on, here we go. Olafun is, I'm actually not wanting to look at this. Hold on, let me get through and see if there's any more focus points or attribute points I need to throw at people. Okay, hit done. I wanted to bring you to this screen here. Okay, Olafun, I got her some wrists, so she's got 27 armor now. I've so far not found a shield. That's why I've crossed the bay. That's why I'm at Balgard now. We just recently declared war on Sturgia. I am too low manned to really do anything with a Sturgian army, but I am hoping to find sea raiders, which will give shields and harpoons and stuff like that. But for right now, she has a balanced simple scimitar and a wool sling, and I just recently got stone sling bullets for her. This is our character's wife, Olafun. She's been fighting while pregnant too, guys. Gulta here. This is Frigar's wife. I don't plan on her being an archer, but she does have a skill of 60, I think, in archery. These are just the weapons I've been able to find for her so far. So I've got her outfitted with a roughhide cap. That she came with this. She came with this, and she came with this. And she came with the shoulder piece. I've gotten her a falchion and a pitchfork polearm. Got her a mountain hunting bow and splintered barbed arrows. So that's how she's looking for right now. And then right here, Olafun has just given birth to our first child. This is Eric and Olafun's firstborn. I love these cutscenes. I especially like that it's like ladies only, and it's the midwife who really has authority here. And everybody cooperates with that, right? Like, he's got ultimate authority, but he trusts her as the expert in this area, and she tells him, okay, it's you can come in now. But until then, it's the midwives and Olafun, and that's all. I don't know, something about that. There's old traditions and old ways that, particularly in the West, because in contrast to the East, we tend to, this has been true for a number of generations, so I'm not picking on anybody here. This is just us in general. Since at least the 60s, and I think probably before then, we kind of disdain our elder groups. Like right now, the big buzzword is boomer, right? The amount of disdain that people have, the disrespect they have for their elders in the West is, to me, stunning and shocking. It's not because it's a bad character thing, although that should be a part of it. I would say that is a part of it. The main reason is just because it's stupid. Like, that's where all of your social wisdom is at. This is something that the East does really, really well. Now, ironically enough, there is a nation in the East, and if you're somebody who just hates the boomer class and blames them for everything, look, my advice to you, you probably won't take it, because for you, I'm a boomer too. Now, I think that makes you stupid also. You're dumbing down a word. I'm Generation X. It would be like if I was to, I'm assuming if you use the word boomer, you're probably Gen Z or a younger millennial. But how would you feel if everybody was Gen Alpha? You included millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. You're all Gen Alpha, or probably even more to your chagrin would be to call you all millennials. You're just all millennials, right? You're taking a word that has specificity, a generational term, and broadening it to where it is non-specific. It's more broad. It really just means somebody more than, I don't know, say 25, 30 years older than me, right? That's how you guys use the term boomer, right? And I'm telling you, I would really, really recommend, it shouldn't take you all that long. You can do it while playing a video game. Go to YouTube and find a documentary on the killing fields, okay? The killing fields of Cambodia. Try to look that up. Put some kind of search string into YouTube about that. And you should find, maybe you might, if you watch like a 10 or 15 minute documentary, they might not talk about this aspect. If they don't, here's how you narrow it down, because there's a specific thing that I want you to see. And that's impact of the mass executions on future societies for Cambodia. What you will find, I'll give you the snapshot. What you will find is that when Cambodia went through this short era from a tyrant that was in charge, that we call the killing fields, they slaughtered an enormous amount of their population. When that happened, they're still reeling from this, guys. It's been 3 or 4 generations since this happened, and they are still recovering, because what happened is they lost all of their old knowledge, all of the wisdom that gets passed on about life, about how to just do things, why to do things, certain concepts, what kinds of values should you hold, all the advice given by older people to younger people. It wiped all that out. And the result was that in Cambodia, a young mother and father, not because they couldn't afford food, but just because they would sell their 3-year-old daughter for a farthing television. Wrap your head around that shiznit. Just because they wanted a TV. They didn't have a way of correctly ordering values. Like, you value a human life more than a television. They lost that. And that might sound stunning to you, and like that would never happen to you. Yes, it effing would. And that's what you need to understand about how societies work and stuff like that. But golly, so many of you are so angry, and you just think that boomers are absolutely nothing. And I just see a distinct disadvantage that we in the West have from those in the East. Now, Cambodia is an Eastern nation, but they're like the exception to the rule, man. You go to a place like China or Japan, go into Indonesia, Philippines, I think Philippines, and the respect for the elders, in some places it's even like a religion. They actually worship their elders and their elder spirits, their ancestral spirits. There's a ton of respect held for their elders, and their societies gain all that knowledge. Whereas in the West, we have more of a rebellious, I'm the young lion, I'm coming into my prime, it's my world now, get out of the way. And it's just disgusting. And it hurts us in so many ways. So I hope that helps somebody out there. It's a really big deal. And I'm not giving this, I'm not pleading, I'm not making a case. I don't care. My life is good. It's for you, because your lives are not good. And this is part of it. So there you go. You take it or leave it. It's up to you. It doesn't affect me at all, but I thought I would pass it on. But here we go. We have our kid now. And if we go into our clan, we can see it is Ingun. Ingun, child of Eric. Now, I have no idea if Ingun is a boy or a girl. In this game, it kind of doesn't really matter. And then we have up here is, how do I open up Ops? Oh, she's too young. Op, I believe, is a female. And this is Frigger's kid, I think. And I'm pretty sure Freya is Freya is Nyaldar's kid. It could be that both of these are Nyaldar's. That is possible, because I seem to remember his wife was pumping out some babies. So anyway, that's where we're at, guys. We're at 45 minutes. I'm going to put you on pause again and see if we come across anything else substantial as I'm doing this play session. If we don't, then I'll bring you back off on pause and we'll just close this episode out. Stand by for me. Alright guys, well, I have brought you back. It's not too much longer, and that's because we finally have some Sea Raiders here. Oh, another one. Gulta. So this is Friggar's baby. What's his or her name? Aeldi. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 clan babies. Our clan is growing fast, man. We got a family of 10. This is what I like about story mode, is that you really kind of get a family right off the bat. And it feels more like a clan, you know? So we'll hit done. Looks like we have a level up here for somebody. It is myself, Boatswain. Streamlined operations, plus 10% ballista reload time, plus 20% to shipyard production rate. Oh, okay, that's for the governor. Plus 30% ammunition per stack for crew under command. That seems like a lot. Plus 2 extra ammunition per stack for thrown weapons of the crew. Well, we're definitely taking this because I cannot become a governor. There we go. Alright, we're going to go after these Sea Raiders. Oh, we got a bunch of them that we can go after. This is excellent. Now, they obviously are much more lethal, so I think I'm going to use my whole crew on this one.
Move! Men! Move! Forward! Soldiers! Forward! Footmen! Move! Form a shield! Troops! Take formation! Move! Warriors! Shields up! Move! Take formation! Move! Forward! Right!
Okay.
Bowman! Forward! Move! Stand apart! Archer! Move!
There we go.
Soldiers! Forward! Make a shield wall! Soldiers! Forward!
What's going on here?
Soldiers!
1,
Infantry! Forward!
2. That's who I was missing.
Move! Infantry! Move! Infantry! Forward! Form a shield wall! Arrows! Forward!
No.
Archers! Move!
Sorry this is taking so long. I haven't done this in a while. I've just been using my companions. Okay. Alright, we're set up and ready. Everybody's in. So we got a 3 deep rank here. These are actually 3 different infantry units. My companions are in the back. These are supposed to be shock infantry, but they're not ranked up that high yet. And then we got our front line infantry right here. They're all they're all in shield wall. So we should be able to defend against all the javelins coming our way. Our archers are going to open up here any second now. Go ahead and get my shield up. I'm going to have everybody begin to advance on the enemy so that they can't just sit back there and hurl their javelins at us all day. But look at how much we're absorbing. Okay, we lost somebody. Okay, I felt like that went fairly well, to be honest. There at the very end, I told my quote-unquote shock troops to charge, but I kept everybody else in their shield wall. I felt like that gave a good mix. Let's see what the kill counts were like. I had 4 kills, Alrica had 2, Soren had 1, Nord Axe Warriors had 6, Nord Shieldbiters had 4, the Sky God Chosen had 3, so that's actually not very many for our ranged. And we got some level ups here, +1 and +3, +1, +1, +1. Okay, now the real thing that we came for. Well, let's level up first. I am leveling up with just 30 troops. I feel like I've got the ability to level up as much as possible. So I've been doing that. We're going to stick with warriors and keep a low archer amount. Let's see, we're going to continue. I'm really focusing on just frontline troops. I'm not worrying about anti-cav. And again, really just focusing in on getting more shield biters. So I don't actually have... You know, maybe we ought to do this, to tell you the truth. Because I do have that shock division, and they're not going to be a shock division if I don't give them any shock troops. I will keep these guys as is until they can level as a group. Because that'll be the final level. Okay, we can hit done. This is really what I came for. So... Olafun can have this polearm right here, and I will give her balanced harpoons. This polearm will go right here, actually, and she can have this round shield. There. At least equipment-wise, she has exactly what I want her to have. Moving on to Gulta, we can give her bring you down to here, give you this battered shield and the fish harpoon, and she is now also, at least as far as the category of weapons, set up exactly how I want her to be set up. Okay, everything else is just loot. Hit done. And Alrica got a bow perk. Plus 50% aiming duration without losing accuracy. Plus 1 loyalty per day in governed settlement. Plus 30% damage with bows to mounts. I think plus 50% aiming duration would be better. But I'm really just guessing. Okay. Let's create a save because I am kind of surrounded by people now. And if I get completely wiped out, I want the ability to revert. Come back up here. 10 mountain bandits. That's who I'm looking for. Okay, see, this could be a problem for me because these guys are coming in and I'm going to be disorganized after this fight. Okay, so...
Everyone, move! Footmen! Move! Soldiers! Raise your shield! Soldiers! Forward! Form a shield wall! Forward! Infantry, move! Move! Forward! Archers! Infantry, move! Forward! Move! Form a shield wall! Footmen, forward!
There we go.
Archers, move! Stand apart! Moving!
Why didn't you do that? What's going on?
Move! Right! Forward!
Okay. There we go. So, same thing. God, this guy's huge. Is that Blag? Bro, who are you? Nord Marauder. My goodness. Well, that's the Viking look. Intimidatingly enormous people. But it also makes you an easy target. Alright, here they come. We're gonna take their initial onslaught and then start rolling towards them. Oof, okay, right there.
Footmen and infants, no infants closing!
Did I lose a guy? No. That face paint is scary. Our guys close the distance fast, man. This is what I'm really enjoying about the Nords, is that you can come in with a defensive testudo, basically, and you can close distance as they just waste their ammunition. And when you're within killing range, you can give your guys the charge order, and holy smokes, they are on top of the enemy. They really closed that last 20 yards or so in a frightening hurry. I don't really know if that's true of all factions. Maybe that's just a result of high athleticism. But all of the Nord's troops seem to... I think maybe they're high athletics. Maybe that's what's causing it. Alright, so we're going to take these guys prisoner. And... we will... get another... a shock troop. Hey, there's a good helmet. Oh, in fact, that's better than what I got, man. I'll take that. Warlord helmet with cheek guards. Okay, good to know. Moving then to Olafun. I'm sure that that'll be an upgrade for her. 33. She gets my old one. And, nothing else. Moving on to Gulta. This is a big upgrade for her. And this is an upgrade. And I think everything else is gonna be of no consequence. So that's all loot. Okay, let's try and get away from this group right here. Okay, looks like they're not all that interested. Maybe we can take out this hideout. And get its loot. We got 831 gold also. I didn't know you got gold from the hideouts. That's nice. Alright, what do we have here? Wounded troops in your party are no longer paid wages. And then a governor trait. Or plus 25% influence gain from donating troops. Man, probably this one's the best one to take. But I'm gonna take this. Wounded troops no longer paid wages. We're getting pretty close to where I feel comfortable joining as a vassal. But we're not quite there yet. You know, maybe we're not getting close to that. I would really like to get a caravan going and buy some shops first in the mercenary phase. Maybe that's not the play to make in a short, I don't know what to call it, guys. The, what is it called? Fast mode? That might not be the play. So I might be more of a long place type person. I'm not sure. We're going to find out, though. Because I like to kind of roleplay my phases. And have a guy that's sort of... He's got some means behind him. He has used his mercenary phase to establish workshops and caravans, maybe. And then, you know, at some point in time, he's like, okay, you know what? I think I've gone as far as I can. It's time to go ahead and loyal up with somebody and become part of a kingdom. That's my thinking. And I love to see this sort of progression. I'm an RPG kind of guy, and so I like to see a life develop. Okay, we're going to attack these guys. We're getting pretty close to wrapping this episode up. We're going to take out that Sea Raider base. Also.
Form a shield, footman! Move! Make a shield, soldier! Move! Warriors! Move! Bowmen! Loose archers! Move! Forward! Move! Soldiers! Move! Men! Move now!
Okay. My archers are not where I want them at.
Foot! Move! Infantry club! Move to enemy!
I think I want them sitting right here.
Archers, forward! Infantry, forward! Footmen, move! Archer, footmen, move! Warriors, move!
Let's restack the infantry.
Archers, move! Warriors, move! Infantry, move!
Okay, now we can move forward.
Infant onward! Infant and foot advance! Infantry attack!
I told the shock troops to attack. Whoops. Okay, I think everybody is attacking aggressively now. I'm trying to distract. Oh my gosh. The guy got domed. Oh yeah, that's how you make it work. Did I lose anybody? I don't think I lost a single soul. No, not even wounded. The Sky God's Chosen had the most kills. Then we got our Marauders here. These are shock infantry troops. Okay. Things are beginning to come together. Oh, you got Raider throwing axes and another nice... well, I don't think anybody's going to benefit from that. Let's find out. No. These throwing axes, do I want to give her... That's Alrika. Let me go to Olafun. I don't think so. I like harpoons, man. So how many do they get? They get a stack of 3. Harpoons hit harder, don't they? 31, 92 damage, 115 pierce. These get 71 cut. Yeah, so you get more of them. They hit harder. I'd rather have javelins. Cracked round shield. Nothing seems to be an upgrade. Let's move to Gulta. And you have balanced, okay. Not as good. Alright, so then we'll just kind of make sure. It's really the helmet I'm looking at. 17 is not as good. Soren, no. Nyadar, no. Firgur, no. Alrika, no. Eric, no. And that's everybody, right? I think I've been through everybody now. Okay. So we send these over, we hit done. We go ahead and knock out this Sea Raider hideout. Oh, 103 troops there. Okay, we'll take all of that and get the heck out of Dodge. I'm not even worried about these mountain troops. I just want to get away from that dude and go sell, and we're going to wrap this episode up. Oh, no, they took Balgard. My bad. Well, that's a big win for Sturgia. I don't suppose I can set sail from this port town, can I? No. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to go up here to Hargard. Boy, we need to take Balgard back. That's a strategic position for, like, staging attacks and giving us access, quick access to that area of land. Otherwise, we gotta travel half a continent. Alrika has gained a level. Okay, we shall ransom these prisoners. A wanderer who is a Valandian. We're going to get about 3,000, putting me at 18k. Fisherman, what does that mean? It means you're good with ships. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Good to know. He is pretty nasty looking. Alright, I guess we'll save it here. Let me see if there... It said that she gained a level. Alrika has a skill point to spend. And I'll put it into bow. What do we have here? Party. We will level you up to a Nord warrior. All of you shield biters can now go to berserkers. And this marauder, I will actually wait and level this up as a group. Or try to. Okay. Well, we are at about 17.5k. I'm trying to save up to like 35 or 40k so that we can buy a caravan. I think is what I want to do. Since my wife is so good at trade, I want to send her off in command of a caravan, and then I want to start looking into saving up and buying workshops. So we will save as, and I'm going to go to ongoing 2 again. All right, guys. Again, I'm Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope you like what you saw. More importantly, I hope all is well in your neck of the woods in our March to Christmas. And I will see you in the next episode where this story continues. It's you. You're half of you are mentally ill. The other half of you are sociopathic. You make trashy games that nobody wants to play, that's full of more sermons than it is good gameplay. It's your fault. Everybody hates you. Get used to this.
I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
My side, the MAGA world order is loving this. We did this to you, by the way. And we want all the credit.